All right, everybody. How's everyone doing? And I am here with another movie review. I'm actually outside of the theater. I'm in my hot car. I'm going to try and make this as quick as I can because I just saw Dial of Destiny. I finally got a chance to see Dial of Destiny. And there's a lot of good that got out of this movie, and there's some bad I got out of this movie. But overall, I'm going to say this right now. I feel like this was a good send-off for Dr. Jones. I mean, everyone was wondering up and down what the plot would be. What's this going to entail? Is it going to involve time travel? Well, I would say it involved all of that. But I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to spoil too much. But I will say Harrison Ford naturally slipped back into his role as Dr. Jones, and he did a fantastic job. What a good send-off. I felt like the story was... I think I kind of knew where the story was going because once, after the opening credit sequence, well, there was no credit sequence. That was an interesting thing that I noticed is that there's none of that. There's like, normally you get the famous Paramount logo that fades to the background, fades into a mountain or something. It didn't do any of that. Instead, they just dropped you right in. It then started doing the slow opening credits thing, like the title and all that. Like, it was interesting because here's the thing. This is the first Lucasfilm, Disney, and Paramount production, if you think about it. This is a big three. So, yeah, I felt like they did something a little different, but didn't steal from the enjoyment of that. Pretty cool how they did the whole de-aging sequence, which was pretty darn cool. A lot of flashback, a lot of exposition to give some depth and some storytelling elements to something I did not know was going on. And they did a really great job. I love the locations where they took this story. The Mediterranean, Tangier, my God. Everywhere that I can think of. And yes, the one thing I will say is yes, it started out in the 40s. In the 40s, then jumped into the 60s. Not just any day, moon landing day. Yes, the day that Apollo 11 landed. That kind of thing. I mean, it's great. Also, like, there's a lot going on, but I felt like there's something that they kind of didn't resolve because there's a lot that happens in the first couple minutes. You're trying to figure out, okay, what the hell's going on? Then finally, you're like, okay, now I see where they're going with this. And of course, the ultimate revelation is, yes, like, holy shit, like, yeah, most of this did happen. Of course, I'm probably running, okay, Nazis in America, hello, Operation Paperclip. Come on, people. Do your history. Also, was the Dial of Destiny? All right, I'm gonna butcher this because it's called an Antikyra device. Was an Antikyra device? I'll tell you what it is. It's a computer. Is an ancient Greek computer used millennia ago. Some say it was supposedly predicted like the Olympics, like happening every 4 years. There's like a lot going on. This is what I know, okay? But if you want to learn more about it, that involves the time travel thing, the supernatural aspect, well, that's just for the movie. But everything else, what I just told you. But also, I feel like they piggybacked off of a story from the book series that I used to read. There's a book called The Peril at Delphi, Indiana Jones' The Peril at Delphi, that involves a similar item of this nature. So yeah, bet you didn't know that. So I'm glad they went back and took something from other sources to create a story. And I feel like they did a good job. They also did an interesting job of explaining what happened in the X amount of years between this movie and Crystal Skull. It's both happy and sad at the same time. I don't want to give much away. There's I will say having Phoebe Waller-Bridge as his goddaughter Helena, I think was really good. But of course, she was like two-faced. I'm not gonna lie, I both loved and hated this character. But man, there's a lot to unpack in this. But I really did enjoy the locations. I really enjoyed most of this. Couple things I didn't like were some of these was of course the addition. The only thing I'm gonna say is yes, it does involve time travel, which made it completely far-fetched. Made me just go, what the hell? I felt like this was something they pulled from the Interior World story, which of course. I'm spoilers ahead. If you want to find that story, it's an acid trip. Yeah, real acid trip. But overall, I felt like this was a great send-off, a great thing. I love that there's a couple great chases. I was half on expecting a couple more fights, but nothing like that nature because they teased this big Hulk enforcer kind of character, but nothing came out of it. But everything else felt pretty good. I felt like I was watching Asuka's cool adventure. Getting this chance to see Sala again, I marked that a little bit. But there's a good happy ending. And that just says, okay, this is how it ends. But are we expecting more? Like, is this it for Dr. Jones? Well, again, there's a teaser. The ending shot with the fedora, I don't want to give much just any shot. Just kind of leaves open to say, okay, maybe the story isn't done, but then again, this is the final story. So he's essentially hanging up the hat kind of thing. So will we see something more in the future? Will we see something else? I heard there's a potential TV show on the horizon. Of course, we already had a potential TV show already. That was the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, which I'm still watching. By the way, Mystery of the Blues, you got to watch that one. That's the only other one out of all the episodes where there's a pre-credit sequence that has Harrison Ford reprise the role. So just gonna leave it at that. But overall, I'm digressing. I'm digressed. So much to unpack. It's a good adventure, but it's not perfect. There's some flaws in it, but I found myself enjoying it. It's a great. It's what I expect. It's mostly Indiana Jones. I think they did a good job. To me, I felt like James Mangold, he did a great job. All right. With that in mind, I'm going to give Dial of Destiny, I'm going to give it a solid 7 for now. All right. To me, it's way better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I would probably put near the bottom of my list. And same with Temple of Doom. My all-time favorite, my personal favorite, will still be Last Crusade. All right. That's just for today. Go see the movie, folks. Don't miss the video. Subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting content.